I'll slice you up.
You put that knife down or you're gonna be missing a hand.
What is wrong with you two?
I ain't chopping vegetables for a living.
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. Was there insufficient feathers in your pillow?
I ain't lazy, Mr. Morgan. I'll work, but not this.
Well, ain't cooking work?
My husband and I, we shared the work. All of it. I was out in the fields. I can hunt, carry a knife, or use a gun. But I tell you, you keep me here, I'll skin this fat old coot and serve him for dinner.
Watch your damn mouth, you crazy goddamn fishwife!
Ah!
Enough, both of you! Well, come with me then. You want to head out there, run with the men? So be it. But we do more than just hunting. We're hunted. And them things hunting us, well, they got guns of their own.
I ain't afraid of dying.
Good. You need anything, Mr. Pearson? Maybe me and Mrs. Adler are gonna take a little ride.
Yeah, sure. Here's my list, and can you post this letter for me while you're there?
Sure. Come on, princess. Are you coming with me then, woman?
Man, these guys really have a way with the ladies. How's it going, everybody? My name's AJ Gels, the Soundthar Gaming Channel. We are back with Red Dead 2.
Goddamn mouth.
Damn it, I kind of want to dump my varmint rifle. I was doing some hunting before I came into camp. I was gonna turn in the deer and rabbit that I found, and then we got stuck doing this mission.
Hell ain't taking orders from that sweating half-wit.
It's about right.
We all gotta do our share, princess.
Where's that letter?
Are you reading his mail now?
Oh, robbing and killing's okay, but letter reading's where we draw the line.
I love how he just doesn't have an argument for that. Just,
Dear Aunt Kathy,
You are something else.
I haven't heard from you in some time, so I pray to the Lord above that your health has not deteriorated further. Blah, blah, blah. It's boring. Ooh. Wait a sec. Listen to this. Since we last corresponded, I have traveled widely, making no small name for myself. Before you ask, I am still yet to take a wife, but I can assure you it's not for a lack of suitors. You ever actually even talk to a woman he ain't paid for?
Oh, look.
damn, I love Sadie.
Find something.
And what's this? Return to Tacitus Kilgore.
Oh, that. Now that's Dutch's idea. All mail to be sent to the same alias. Whenever we set up somewhere new, Strauss, he heads into town. Tells them to start expecting mail from a Tacitus Kilgore, whatever they changed it to. Here, give me that back. We got work to do.
Now, I really love Sadie's character. I mean, she's a really neat character that we really don't get to see a lot of in the early game.
No, you insane.
I thought we was outlaws.
I shoot the shot.
Not idiots. We rob fools that rob other people. These people, they're just trying to get by. So you head on in there and you buy some food to eat. No guns.
You sure?
This time, there'll be time for killing soon enough.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go check the mail. Nothing exciting.
Man. But yeah, I mean, Sadie's a really neat character that we really don't get a lot of interaction with, all really just because she didn't do, I mean, they didn't really do a lot with her in the early game. I mean, hell, even to the point that I've gotten to in my, you know, my off-camera playthrough, we really still haven't seen a lot of her. I mean, we've seen some really awesome moments. And I mean, we're in chapter 3 in this one. I'm in the, you know, somewhere in the middle / end of the next chapter in my private one. I haven't actually played that one in a while, now that I think about it. Sorry, rambling. But we really don't get to see Sadie a lot, and I'm really hoping in chapters 5 and 6 she really becomes big.
Can I help you, mister?
Yes, I would like to post a letter.
All right.
Oh yeah, I found a dinosaur bone. And letter from Pearson.
Okay, no trouble.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Nope, don't have any bounties. All right.
I can't even imagine what he's got down there.
And I guess we'll head back to the wagon. Hopefully Sadie hasn't caused any trouble.
I'm trying.
Try harder.
She's very yellow.
I think this is everything.
Thanks. Here. Take that for yourself, okay?
Thanks.
We'll give it back then. Jesus. I didn't ask for his goddamn help.
Why don't you drive?
Okay.
Come on, lady, get a move on.
See, even the raspiness in her voice, I really like. It's an interesting
I think so.
character trait. Again, all credit goes to the voice actress.
I can wear what I damn well want. Like I told you, my husband and I shared all the work. I wasn't some little wife with a flower in her hair baking cherry pies all day.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. You sure look the part now. Won't be long before you're smoking cigars and playing the harmonica.
I'll have you know, I used to love playing the harmonica before. Well, my house and everything I own got burned to the ground.
I know. I'm real sorry about what you know. Maybe I'll keep my eye out for another one.
I don't want no pity. Just treat me equal and know nobody's taking nothing from me ever again.
Just don't kill the camp cook. Please.
And item request. Yeah, I know I pulled this out of... Oh, no, I didn't pull this out of that cinematic view. This did.
What you folks up to?
Just heading home.
You're in Lemoyne Raider country.
Keep it cool,
You need to
sweetie.
pay a toll to pass through here.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? How about you pull over right now?
Pull over.
That's what I said.
Hey, how's about this?
Damn it, Sadie.
Go, go, go!
Shit! Let's get the hell out of here. Go!
No, I don't want to use my 22 varmint rifle.
They was gonna rob us. You're dead!
Right in the face.
You're landing rickets.
Oh, shut up. I'm gonna run this son of a bitch down.
A little aggressive, Sadie, don't you think?
Wanted to see some action, lady. Now you got your wish. Okay there, Sadie?
Corey, you think I can't handle these fools?
Ah, come on.
Good, didn't I?
I don't remember asking you to prove it. I'll put you in the dirt, you bastard!
Only one goddamn toll is you sons of bitches!
Lady, you are enjoying this far too much.
Yeah, you run, you goddamn coward! I think we're good. Here, Arthur. I shoot.
Got him.
I'll drive us back.
Yeah, those are the Lemoyne Raiders.
What are you
Kind of just Confederate holdouts that are in this area, this county or whatever it's called, Lemoyne.
Already.
Oh, we're driving now.
Hey, you want me to drive? We showed those bastards, huh?
Remind me not to get on your bad side.
And they was clearly planning to bushwhack us.
Bushwhack. I don't know why I like that word so much.
A lot of mess to make near camp. Hope it don't bring anyone sniffing around.
Are you gonna tell Dutch?
Maybe, if he asks. But maybe not. Yep.
So who
Yeah, it's the... Oh, wait. There we go.
Raiders?
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Anyway, don't you go ribbing Pearson about that letter.
How dare you? I wouldn't dream of it.
Of course you wouldn't.
I have traveled widely, making no small name for myself.
I won't be giving you no mail to post anytime soon, that's for sure.
I just want to peek in that journal of yours. The mind boggles.
Not a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, the Lemoyne Raiders, they're Confederate holdouts, act kind of like the militia of the area.
Not quite.
Well, I'd like to say I missed your refined conversations, but
Not gonna ask where the wagon's kind of shot to shit.
I enjoyed myself out there.
Yes, Mrs. Adler did okay.
that shopping.
Yes, that's shopping.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Don't mention it. I would ride with you again, Mrs. Adler, if you will ride with me.
Maybe. If you prove you can handle yourself.
Well, they say I lack finesse, but I ain't afraid of gun smoke.
We got this, Arthur. You've already done me a big favor today. Okay, Miss High and Mighty.
Miss High and Mighty.
Nice pants, by the way.
Oh, shut up.
Alright, well, now that we're here, actually, let's check out details here, what I miss. 85% accuracy. Yeah, I missed a few too many shots until before I got into cover. That's on me. Let's donate this,
Pants for this stew. It needs better meat.
jackrabbit, deer carcass, and this. I might as well give him this pickerel.
Help a bit.
Thank you, Arthur.
I'll even...
This should be some real good eating.
There we go. We'll give him some venison joints. There we go with that. We could play play dominoes with Tilly, but I'm not gonna do that because, you know, I'm god-awful at dominoes.
Hi. Good morning.
Hey, Redskin, go fetch me something to eat.
There we go. Take a look in the ledger.
Fetch me something to eat. Eat that.
Well, I think Charles just punched out Micah.
Watch that temper of yours, boy.
Trying to find him.
Leave me alone, will you?
You're pathetic. You're a pathetic man, John Marston.
Jeez, now Marston's getting her talking to. Jeez, can't people just be happy? Alright, I think, yeah, I picked up a storybook for Jack. I was trying to find him. Not sure what I wanted to do with the ledger now that I think about it.
Arthur?
Don't go too close to the water here, Jack.
I won't, Uncle Arthur.
Good boy.
Okay, how come I can't give him the storybook?
All right, well, I should be getting on.
Bye-bye.
There we go.
Here, I hadn't forgotten about that storybook you lost.
Thanks so much, Uncle Arthur. Do you want to have this? I found it near camp.
Sure. Thanks, Jack.
Oh, cool, I got a chuckle bar. Thank you, Jack. I think it boosts our stamina and Deadeye. There we go. Took me a second to remember what it's called. Excuse me. Jeez. Now let's eat some baked beans. Yeah, that's entirely sanitary.
How you doing, old friend? Fine. It's funny, us ending up down here. My daddy died in a field in Pennsylvania, fighting this lot. I ever tell you that?
Many times.
I see I'm boring you, Arthur.
Worrying me. We lost men back there.
We have lofty goals, Arthur. We're trying to reform society to a kinder, truer, better way. Now, of course, there's gonna be casualties.
We're thieves in a world that don't want us no more.
We are dreamers in an ever duller world of facts. Now, I'll give you that, but come on. We got the...
Look, at least Arthur will admit what the hell you guys are.
There's a trick around here. I reckon it's full of fish.
I like that about Arthur. He'll admit that, come on, we're thieves. You know, we're crooks, criminals, killers when we have to be. Dutch is the one who kind of acts, you know, we're something more than that. I think, yeah, it's... Dutch is a bit of an idealist. I mean, that's not surprising. That's his character, but...
Hey, old girl, come on down here. Why don't you show us this creek you've been pissing in? Hey, you don't look too rosy, old friend. I thought this warmer weather would...
My days are looking good along over Dutch.
Always dream crushing and bubble bursting, you. Come on, Hosea. Let's go fishing.
God, come on, I want to get my varmint rifle off my back. Yeah, I really like how we had Dutch. I mean, obviously is the leader of the group, but I like how they bring in Hosea to kind of counteract him.
Out for a bit. Me and the old guard. Before any of them back there, oh, there was us.
The curious couple and their unruly son.
It feels good here. You did well finding that spot, Arthur.
More Charles than me.
It's like I can breathe again, thick and soupy as this air is. Might even do your whistling pipes some good, Hosea.
I was once in this country with Bessie. Ah, feels like a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago. But what a life we have lived, how well we have fought, especially both of you.
I hope so.
But now, when things are desperate, we have to stick with the plan. Make enough money, then find somewhere where nobody will find us. Where we don't have to hide.
Like where?
I got some ideas hatching, but I need you with me, not against me. Both of you.
Of course.
Still, we do need money. So keep a low profile, especially in the local town. After Valentine, I want everyone on best behavior here. No trouble. But start turning over the soil and the rocks. See what turns up.
Dutch, we've got to be discreet.
Imagine what a slew of rich simpletons there must be down here. Oh, this is perfect for you, Hosea. You'll be able to play them like a fiddle.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure, but...
No buts. Not today. We fish and we enjoy the day.
All right, now that I think... No, nope, I'm gonna keep talking. Oh, that's right. Okay, I was trying to remember. This quest, I'm sitting here going, this mission's more than just fishing, isn't it?
Oh!
Now, what I was saying earlier, I really like how they bring Hosea into this game as kind of the secondary leader, you know, Dutch's second man in command, so to speak. It's Trelawney.
Let's see if we can't sort this out.
But I really like how he kind of counteracts Dutch, that he keeps trying to pull back when Dutch really starts to slip.
You like it well enough.
Hoagie McIntosh, at your service.
Lee Gray. This is my deputy Archibald McGregor.
It's good to meet you.
You a Scot?
Partly. The best part.
Of course.
Now, tell me, sir, what did the silly, fancy fop back there do? Nothing too terrible, I trust.
He was accused of running a gold mining investment scam.
Oh, no. I'm sure he wasn't. He is a magician. I know him. He's a fool, but he is not a bad fellow. Now, can we just...
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Shit! The Anderson boys! I can't have more scandal!
Can't have more scandal.
Allow us to help, my friend. Arthur,
Chase wanted man.
and take Archibald with you.
Just what I signed up for. Come on, big guy.
Perhaps we can discuss the foolish magician.
I mean, yeah, what I was getting at was,
Keep your guns holstered.
well, Dutch, really, you see him slip in this game. I mean, it happens really slowly. I mean, he kind of goes from that sort of enigmatic sort of father figure to Arthur in the group, but the more and more
What's your name, sir?
things get into this more of a desperate situation for the gang, you realize Dutch is just this guy. He's a con man with delusions of grandeur. You know, he thinks he's more than what he is. You know, always, you know, that one more heist, that one more thing to get everything just perfect.
Did I not say that?
You said
And it'll never end up happening for him.
Catch me now!
Come on, Buttons.
Ooh, that must have hurt. Leave him stay with that train. The train is slowing down to go through the station. Now's our chance. Get to the side of the train.
Yeah, Buttons.
Get alongside that flat carriage. You think you can jump on there?
me.
Yeah, but my thumb's getting tired from pressing the button.
You are something else. God bastard! I didn't do nothing. Bill. That's enough. Damn it.
But yeah, I mean, while Dutch, slowly breaks throughout this entire game, Hosea kind of remains as this constant, this sort of, we didn't used to be this way. We used to be. I mean, he's kind of like Arthur. He's like he knows he's a con man. He knows we're criminals. I mean, yeah, he's looking to live free and whatnot, but not the same way that Dutch is always looking to. I mean, he doesn't have it's like I said, he doesn't believe he's more than what he is. He doesn't think that he's gonna suddenly become like royalty.
Come on, you stop them, I'll stop the train.
I think that guy died.
Stop.
He kind of punched him off the train. I mean, it's just such an interesting. I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's an interesting contrast between the two leaders of the group.
We need to bother. Let me go. Can't do that.
Come on, come on. Just don't kill him.
Come on.
Sadly so. He's open the door from the outside, unfortunately. Try at least. Just do him and we'll take him in, all right?
Yeah, I'm trying to dodge knife shots. There we go.
Need some gin? Come on. Watch yourself.
Jeez.
As they come.
I can't get a good shot on him.
I'm right out here if you need me.
Got him. There we go.
Hello? Is everything all right in there?
Well, I don't think he's dead. I think I won the fight. Just about.
Bring him out here.
Deputy,
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Really, Anderson?
A fine job, well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. Load Anders onto the back of your horse there, and we'll take him to Sheriff Gray.
Anders
There you go.
Anderson.
You are a natural. All right,
Really?
Follow me.
What about the others?
Oh, we'll round them up. Anders back there is the brains of the operation, and that's really saying something.
You're the boss.
That was mighty impressive, sir. I have to admit. I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Are you familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now. Ain't what it was before the war, but it has its charms. I'm sure you already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
We're gonna bear left here.
Okay, girl.
Might as well use this time, boost my bond with buttons. Yeah, game. Now, if you see that thing at the top left, yeah, well, we're in Rhodes and some of the surrounding area. Oh, usually it has like a there's like an overlay that'll tell us, where exactly we're not allowed to draw our weapons.
Easy. Here we are. Welcome to Rhodes. Up there on your left is the Rhodes Parlor House. Very reputable saloon owned by the Gray family. We also have a general store, gunsmith, post office, train station, of course.
What more do you need?
Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
Oh, of course. I love the design of Rhodes, kind of like the red dirt, the wood buildings and everything. I think this game has some of the most diverse locations. I mean, you have Saint Denis, which is kind of like in this game the modern city. You kind of have this old frontier town. But it also it contrasts perfectly to Valentine. And then there's Strawberry. That horse was pooping.
Your friend is free to go, but no more trouble from you, partner.
I promise you, this was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
Well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Come back and see us sometime soon. Excuse me, gentlemen. Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around.
And where are you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and Braithwaite's.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses, and falling out of rebel gold, and marrying cousins or not marrying.
Arthur, Jose, you start poking around. See what you can find out about that.
I have missed you, boy.
Yeah, Dutch, I know. You heard gold and was ooh.
Been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take a month to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents of some sort.
Super agents. I'd love to meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Trelawney. You know, I think for this chapter, I'm going to let Arthur's hair and beard grow out. I think it kind of fits the area that we're in.
Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend, Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
There's still time. I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Or have you had enough of the chase for one day?
You know what? Just because I love fishing in this game.
Sure, why not?
Great. Hosea, why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about? I kind of like this place.
You know, okay.
Yeah, look at the poop.
Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement. Well, then.
Come on, Buttons. I know I have the dumbest named horse, but God, I love that I named my horse Buttons.
Oh, place is gone to the dogs. All right, gentlemen, follow me.
Good girl. Ooh, you're gonna get petted.
That's it, girl.
Yes. No Buttons. Stop riding in circles.
How far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still, and it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different pipe. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
We'll see if you're as good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals, Arthur.
Lonnie owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Trelawney's like a bad penny.
I'm not sure how good a magician he is, but he's certainly good at disappearing when he feels like it.
Where does he go?
Everywhere and nowhere, it seems. We wouldn't have got Sean back if he hadn't been weaseling around down that way, though.
Hey, Dutch, remember that time you found him in the outhouse?
Oh, yeah. We hadn't seen him in weeks. We stopped in some dead-end town in the middle of nowhere. Don't even remember the name.
You and Bill were off doing something, Arthur.
So, we pick up some supplies. I go to relieve myself. Open the door, and there's Trelawney, sitting there, newspaper in hand. Mr. Vanderlyn. I say, what the hell are you doing here? And he said, I could ask you the same thing. Now, if you wouldn't mind giving me a little privacy, I ate a rotten oyster.
Hey, maybe there are actually 100 Trelawneys.
What a terrible thought.
What, like some sort of like awful conspiracy where they're all just running around the world? You know, we never meet the same one twice.
So what Trelawney said about those bounty hunters? What you think?
I told you, I've had bounty hunters after me for years. When was the last time I didn't have a price on my head?
Seems a little bigger now, Dutch.
Super agents. It's just Trelawney over-egging the pudding like the showman he is.
This is the spot. Down to the left there.
I mean, kind of to finish that point that I was saying earlier about the environments. It's just each town has its own look. I mean, there's Ansburg, which is this mining town. There's this kind of gray fishing / trading post town over on the easternmost of the map. There's just tons of places.
Deeper water.
Tons of places in this map that they all have their own flair. They all have their own just kind of look to them. I really like it. I mean, it makes each town some place that I want to go back to. Like with I think I'm not sure if I said this before, but like in Red Dead Redemption,
I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one.
When I was done in Armadillo, I never really felt the need to go back to Armadillo, other than when we had missions or there was stuff over there. With this, I want to go back to Valentine. I want to go back to Rhodes. I want to go back to all these places. Mix that with the fact that, you know, you kind of work out of a town for a little bit, you know, kind of like a base of operations.
Here, it's supposed to be some incredible sturgeon.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Let me roll. You boys are too old for real labor no more.
You're too dumb for anything else.
Oh, thank you. That
Me, old man.
hurts my feelings.
Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
But what about stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Head towards the middle of the lake.
Yeah, well, good thing this isn't real life, because then I wouldn't catch a damn thing. I've been fishing multiple times in my life, never been able to catch a damn thing.
All right.
I also don't have the patience for it, but, you know, that's a...
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance
Ah, there we go.
of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
What's wrong with a good old worm?
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten.
Come on. Yeah, there's specific lures for...
Fish on the line, Arthur.
Was it specific lures for the different kinds of environments? There's river lures, swamp lures. Then there's special ones that you get in a this little kind of swamp town, Largos, I think it is. That's how you get the lures that'll attract the legendary fish. Come on! I almost got it. And some sort of trout.
Hey, look at this beauty.
There you go.
Well done, Arthur.
They can grow a lot bigger than that. Fella told me he once saw a monster lake sturgeon near the mouth of the river, just southwest of Saint Denis. 50-pounder, he reckoned.
I would like to see that. Hey, Hosea, you remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah, you do. He was maybe 20, 21, walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast, toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy those bass?"
Look, you can fish, or you can go drinking all day, rob someone, and buy some fish.
Well done.
Yeah, well, I guess we know which one you went with.
I used to go fishing with this feller back in the day. Wesley, his name was. Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish. We'd go out all the time. But one day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and out of the blue, Wesley stands up, takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So I'm a little surprised and say, "Wesley, that was nice of you." And he replies, "Well, felt I had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, dear God. I might swim to shore.
This is another reason why I picked this. I love this game for its character moments. They just build these fun guys. I love it.
You never had control of that dog.
That's why I stand by it. This is game of the year to me. Is moments like this.
Right to the end.
You know, I remember us saying how Blackwater was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean.
Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
We had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there. Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the desert makes you feel closer to the sky.
No point us trying to get back that way anytime soon. Pinkertons had patrols out all over tall trees and Great Plains. We saw when we went back for Sean.
Well,
Come on.
it is now, huh? It could be worse. Plans change. That's just how life goes. That's on the hook, Arthur.
There we go. Nice.
Another steelhead.
Did I ever tell you my mother's buried in Blackwater?
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found out from an uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia. I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I didn't always see eye to eye. I wasn't always a very obedient child.
No.
Still, I loved her in my own way, and she me in hers. Somehow, even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh. Just gotta reel him in now, Arthur.
Thank you, Dutch. I didn't know that. I lost count of how many fish I've brought in. How many have you gotten? Huh, Dutch?
Something's nibbling. Got one.
You're getting the hang of this.
Oh, look at that snake. That's not terrifying.
Worth keeping, that one.
Yeah, I've just been keeping all these fish. Oh, look at him caught a little pickerel. No, that's not a pickerel. That's a no, I think that's pickerel. I couldn't exactly see what Hosea just picked up there, but pretty sure that's a pickerel. Come on. Here, fishy, fishy.
You got something biting, Arthur.
There we go. Come on.
Yeah, Arthur.
Keeping that one, eh?
Try to cast out here, like, into the lake. Oh, wait, no, I have no option. Nah, I think we've... it looks like everyone's done talking.
Already?
You ain't been chasing down outlaws.
All right. Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to camp from here.
Good idea. Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find their way back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay. All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
So bad.
Gotta give me some. She says, wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and I knocked off some.
Gross.
I wish to God I'd passed her by. I wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burnt and so did I.
That was pretty good.
Oh, that was god-awful, Dutch.
Song we should be singing.
What?
Well, look at us. 3 mariners.
Ah, of course.
Well, we be 3 poor mariners newly come from the seas. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Hey, there is a bully boy, come pledge me on this round, 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 round. We care not for the martial men that do our state's disdain, but we care for the merchant men that do our states maintain. To them we dance this round, around, around. To them we dance.
Oh my god, let's get to shore. can't stand this for much longer.
Oh, bravo! Bravo! Well, you know, we should not let the folks back at camp think that we had too much fun. Indeed not.
No, it's like I was saying, like, this is something that I think, this is why I disagree with the choice for Game of the Year to be God of War. Now, I mean, it was a phenomenal game, but it's just, it had great characters and great moments, but this game,
I think
there's just something about it.
I mean, we are gonna be okay. I know. I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine.
Like what I'm saying, like with this mission here.
For now,
Sorry, I thought that we're done.
I hope so.
With this mission here, I could have had it been just fishing. I didn't need to go hunt down, chase down those guys with the cops. I didn't need that. I would have enjoyed it just as much had it been just fishing. I mean, that's all I really needed out of this game. But instead, it's just the way that the characters in camp interact with each other. Just the details of, the horses, Arthur's beard and hair, the crazy things that happen out in the world. There's so much to this game. Just so many tiny little details that are just absolutely phenomenal. Which I think actually makes this game the best all-around game of this year. Again, I stand by my decision to name this my game of the year. I have no qualms about that. I mean, that's I stick to that decision. All right. I think this is a good place to stop. I mean, we're a little on the short side for what I like the series to be. I like the series to, do about hour-long videos, but we're about to really get into some stuff, with the Greys and the Braithwaites, these two kind of warring families. We're going to really get into that probably in the next video, because I'm going to be sticking with some story stuff for a while, but that's all for next time. But until then, I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, Minds.com. Links to all that stuff is down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time, but until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is Something That Game channel. I'm out.